The biggest mistake that I've made for sure in my 20s is wasting time. Wasting time in relationships that I had no business being in. Wasting time with friendships and wasting time doing things that wasn't really pushing me in a direction that I need to go in order for me to become, successful, in order for me to be in a much better position than I am now. And I'm not saying I'm not in a good position now, but I could have been a lot further if I had really focused on the things that really mattered. You know, I think this is what people in their 20s, what they can learn from this video is, uh, normally, like in our 20s, we think that we know it all. Normally in our 20s, we we think that we've grown and we know what's best for us and what's best for that we able to make our own decisions. And I think is a lot of it is because the reason why we think that way is because not only that our brain has not fully developed to its full capacity, and I think society has really brainwashed us to believe a certain way in order for us to feed the system, in order for us to become this a part of the sheep, to be a part of the sheep mentality and within society, so we can keep this system going and keep the cycle going. And a lot of it has to do with our parents as well, right? So if you have parents that didn't know any better, so how are they going to teach you, to show you a different way or to think a different way? Because all they've known themselves is either go to school, get a degree, get a job, and then you have a couple kids, you have a nice picket fence house, and you live the American dream, and you get caught up in the 40-40 scam, which is work 40 hours for 40 years, and then when you're 60, you retired, and that's when you're going to end your life. And I think we've been living life backwards, really, because there's no way to live life to say that I'm just gonna work up until I'm 65. Now, even nowadays, you don't even know if I'm seeing 70-year-old people, 80, like still working. They still have to get up and work because Social Security is not enough to cover their monthly expenses. And one of the biggest advice that I would leave you with, especially young people, young men in general, because men are the builders of society. If you're in your 20s as a young man, not saying that not to deal with the opposite sex. Yes, deal with the opposite sex. Learn the opposite sex as early, as quickly as you can, and make sure you focus on your career. Make sure you focus on building something in your 20s, learning. It could be you learning something or going through some any experience that's going to further your, like, whatever you want your outcome to be in life. So focus on that, because once you focus on that in your 20s, your 30s are going to be a lot you're going to be in a much better position in your 30s than in your 20s. And forget about it, be in your 40s and 50s and up. I mean, life is going to be sweet. You're not going to be like one of those people that have to get up and go to work just so they can cover ends meet, So that's my advice for younger people. Even that's my advice for my kids as well. I am not here to give you money. I'm not here to give you things that society deem to be important. I'm here to give you teachings and lessons, and also I am here to guide you in life. So that is the message for young people. Focus on your dreams. Focus on building something. Focus on experiences that's going to further either your education, that's going to further you, that's going to benefit you in 10 years if you're 20. Don't waste your time chasing women. Do not waste your time pleasing women. Do not waste your time with useless friendships that you can't learn anything from, right? That they can't teach you anything. If you always teaching them stuff, then it's time for you to find a new group of friends to hang out with. It's time for you to find other people, other tribes that you can learn something from. Other tribes that can open your mind up to a different way of thinking, a different way of seeing the world. Because especially within my community, what I've realized is a lot of black men and women, they choose not to play this game of life. They want to play this victim. They want to keep this victim mentality with them, blaming everybody for the issue, for their issues, blaming everybody for their problems, blaming the man of why they're not getting ahead in life. You know, for me, yes, has there been racism? Has there been a lot of issues with this country? Yes. But my thing is, at what point do you stop complaining and stop blaming and take action on your own to change your life, to do better, to push and to expose yourself to a different way of seeing the world? Because that's what this is. This is just a game. You know, the ones that choose to play the game, the one that choose to understand the game, understand the rules of the game, and the ones that can manipulate the game to the best of their ability, that the game can favor them, those are the ones that's going to be successful. Those are the people that's going to be the leaders of society, the politicians, the people that have real influence. These are the people, because they learn the game. And I would say, with every successful either millionaires or billionaires, one of the things that they all have in common is that they all understand, or they all have a deep understanding of human nature. Let me explain what I mean. They understand what drives people. They understand what people crave for. And they just tap into that. They tap into it. So once they tap into human nature, understanding human nature and knowing what people are like, they start creating solutions. They start creating things that they know other human beings want. Because the more people you serve, the more it's going to pay you. So I say that to end this with people: focus on yourself, learn as much as you can about human nature, human psychology. Decide to play the game. Do not complain about the game, how the game is rigged, or the game is not fair. Nothing is fair. Okay, it would never be fair. This world, this society, this thing we call Earth that we are all experiencing, it would never be a utopia. There will never be a day where there's no crime, there's nobody trying to use you, there's no one, everybody is just happy, and we all, holding hands together and singing Kumbaya. It's never going to happen. It's not fair. Society is not fair. The nature of human beings is not fair. I mean, do you think when the lion is killing a deer to survive, you think the lion think it's wrong to kill another animal? Like, really process that. To me, the in the animal kingdom, the animals in the apex animals at the top of the food chain, they are operating at their most ruthless instinct. They are completely free. They are operating based on their nature, exactly how they are, how they were created, or who they were created to be. And I think we are the only creature in this world that doesn't really exercise or even go to the depth of our full capability in society. And some people have, but the vast majority have not. And sadly to say is the vast majority would never experience what the small percentage of people are experiencing in the world. They would never experience that. Hey, you decide, either you're a wolf or a sheep. You decide. The power, the choice is in your hands. Make a choice today. You could make a choice to change your life, to look at this world and, like, hold it by its throat or by her throat and shake it and make it give you what you want and what you need out of it. But that's all up to you. You decide. Peace.